Hello, this is Kev.
And Lil. We're discussing relationships in all of its forms and everything in between.
We've been together close to 30 years. We've seen some things together and apart.
So if you want to laugh or need advice, come and spend some time with Kev and Lil. Have we met?
Hello, everybody. So this week, or when this one comes out, I think Valentine's Day would have just passed. So we decided to talk about love. Uh, and I guess, there's certain meanings of love, and you can look them up online, and there's about a million different books and movies and Hallmark movies and TV shows and
Tons of quotes. Love is a
quotes.
splendid thing.
There's so many things out there regarding love, but we're gonna tackle it in our own way. We're gonna talk about the first time I said I love you. Yes, I said it first. And her reaction, gotta love her reaction when I first said I love you. I turned to her, and it was only a couple of weeks into dating, and I said, I love you. And she looked at me, and she got up and walked away.
I didn't know what to say.
And I was like,
Too much,
oh my God.
too soon.
I said, oh my God, did I do this too soon? Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh God, I feel like such a jerk. Oh my God, this is such big rejection. Holy crap. Oh Jesus. So she came back about maybe 5 minutes later, I want to say.
Yeah, pretended to go to the
and
bathroom
she
or something.
she went to the bathroom. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she went and she comes back and she sits down, and I acted like I didn't even say it because I didn't even know if I wanted to know the answer. If there was an answer back. And she said, she goes, well, do you want to know if I feel the same way? And I was like, nah, yeah. I tried to play it cool.
Didn't I say something like, thank you?
Yes, you did. You said thank you. Yes, you said thank you. And
I didn't know what else to say.
man, talk about memorable. And she sat there. And she goes, I love you too. Yeah, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. But you know what? I can appreciate the fact that I can appreciate the fact that she said, I love you too, just so I wouldn't feel like an idiot. And just sitting there going, with my heart in my hands, like, oh my God, that hurts. She didn't even, because, man, that's rough. It was a rough time at first. It was a rough time at first.
I don't know. I got caught off guard when he said it. Like he said, it was really early in the relationship, and for me, it was too much too soon. And when he said I love you, I was like, what in the freak? I was like, thank you. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I was like, oh my God, what do I say? I feel so bad. I didn't know. So I figured, I said, let me just say I love you too. Because I didn't know what else to say. I mean, I felt something, obviously. But I wasn't sure if I loved him.
And the thing about the word love, at least in my home growing up, it's not something we said. It wasn't something we said. It wasn't something, it was, and when and don't get me wrong, I love you to death. I truly do. I love you to death. But of course, you weren't the first person I fell in love with.
Of course.
And I said, and the women that I dated, or the girls that I dated before you, they had a hard time with me too, because I just, I didn't even know what, honestly, at one point, I didn't even know what love was. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to communicate it. No,
You to show me. Sorry.
That's messed up. But I said, and I didn't know how to communicate it. I didn't know how to receive it. Um, I certainly didn't know how to react to it. I remember, growing up, guys would go, "What do you mean you don't love this and you don't love that?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't know what that is." And again, like I said, it's not something we said in our home. It wasn't a word that was used often. Um, and yeah, it's funny. You tell relatives of mine that now they're like, "What do you mean? My mother used to say it. My father used to say it. I know your mother used to say it. I mean, she's not that she doesn't say it now. I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
I mean, we couldn't leave the house until we asked for our blessings and we said, I love you.
yeah. And it
It
wasn't,
was like mandatory.
yeah. And with us, it was like whatever. We walked out the door. It
Yeah, I
wasn't.
thought that was so weird when we started dating and
Yeah,
you
it
were like,
was.
and I was like, wait, you guys don't hug, you don't say I love you don't kiss your mother goodbye, you don't ask for a bendición. La bendición means the blessing. In our Latin household, before you left the house, you had to ask your parents for a blessing, the blessing. And he was the only Puerto Rican family that never did that. And I was like, what do you mean you don't say goodbye? What do you mean you don't say I love you? What do you mean you don't ask for the blessing? You don't hug, you don't kiss. You don't show no freaking affection? What the hell is that?
No, we didn't.
I just
We
thought it was
didn't.
the
And
weirdest thing.
it was, and I didn't. And it was weird. I didn't realize I missed it till I knew that it wasn't there. You get what I'm
I
saying?
came along and I showed you what love is.
Oh boy, you really need to get off that horse. Um, but yeah, and it's so as time has gone on, we've been together, and I feel I've learned to not that I've learned to love you, but I mean, of course, I've learned to love you, but I've learned to love you in a way that I understand. Um, and I would tell you, did your mother? You would ask me, did your mom do this, and did the mother? And I go, yeah, and you go, well, that was the way she showed love, and I said, yeah, but it wasn't a word that was said. You know what I mean?
That was
And
one of my things. It was actions. Her loves were in the actions that she did for you.
yeah, so
Things that she did.
it's so I think we're gonna touch on a couple of things as far as how do you interpret love? Right? I think that's the best way to put it. How do you interpret love? Or better yet, how do you not interpret it? Meaning, oh, this and that is not it. You know what I mean? Like let's be honest, sex is not love. Sex is not love.
Well,
No, making love, or not something we really want to say. That sounds pretty corny, but
It's
but
part of it. It could be part of it.
yes, but,
But
it's
it's
not
not the
Hey,
soul.
it's not. It's
It's
not
not the
laying
soul
next
part.
to each other. Hey, I got my rocks off, and that was love. No, no,
That is so vulgar, but yes.
no. It's not. It's not being vulgar. It's serious.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying sex is part of love or could be part of love. It's not all of it. Like sex doesn't
no, it's
encompass.
satisfying and it's enjoyable
And
and
you could
it's
show
but it's
your love
but
to your
yeah,
partner by
okay, but
making love to them
right,
or
but
having sex.
yes, but let's be honest. You can have sex with anybody, and then you don't love them.
No, white one night stands.
This is what I mean. So that's not considered love.
No. But when you're in love with someone, it could be part of it.
Yes, of course. Well, it is part of it. It's
Yeah.
it's a huge part of it until whatever. Until
Yeah.
it's
But like
not
what you're trying to say is like lust or whatever is
right.
not love.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. Love is not lust. Absolutely agree. What I think love is to me, well, it's not. It's part of what I think that love is actions. Like you said, your mom would cook for you. She would bake for you.
It goes back to that same book again, the five love languages. It also again you have to interpret it again. A book I haven't read yet, but you have to interpret it in your own way because what is it? Words
Yeah,
of
because it's not like
appreciation,
she didn't love you.
words of
that's just-
affirmation. I think is another one,
Yes,
right?
but
Something like that.
she. I don't know. I want to. Well, I can't speak for your mother, but I'm saying like maybe it wasn't.
But we're also
shown-
talking about love. We're talking about love regarding Valentine's.
Yeah.
Up until like 9 years old, my mother might be my Valentine, but after that, she wasn't. Then I started seeing some boobs and stuff like that, and I got interested in that a little more.
Whatever. Okay.
But I'm just saying.
Well, when you were saying that about having sex with somebody, and there's also a part, and I remember back in the day when I was dating, I thought I was, like I said, I was in lust, but I thought I was in love. Does
So
that
you
make
still
sense?
didn't understand it.
Huh?
So you didn't understand it.
At first, who does?
Of course, no one. Yeah, no.
Exactly. So at first, when I was dating and stuff, when I was much younger, I thought I was in love, but I was actually in lust. And it takes, I guess, practice. It takes experience. I don't know. I think we've all possibly gone through that. We thought, oh, I love him so much and I love her so much. And it's probably not even love, it's lust.
You know, again, a couple of the things you won't, you that don't really describe love. I guess it's the opposite of it. It's like again the sex, depending on the sex, but going on dates. And what I mean by going on dates, I'm not talking about dating your spouse. I'm talking about okay, I went on a couple dates with you. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's love either. It could just mean you're still feeling it out. Your coffee date or whatever it is they do nowadays.
You're
So
in like, at first you're in like.
yes, I mean you have to see if you have like interests, of course, and you go from there.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I also feel like is there really a timetable as far as when you know
No,
or when you
I
feel
haven't
it?
experienced it, but I've heard and I know
Well, we got
people.
kids. We got kids that they got married after a
God,
month.
why you blowing my shit on?
What are you talking about?
I was gonna say that.
Oh, I
I
didn't
was
know you
gonna
were going to
say
mention
I
that.
know people that it's love at first sight. I thought back in the day, oh, I'm in love with him, love at first sight, but obviously it wasn't love. But for example, my son and my daughter-in-law, Jeremy and Julie, I personally think that was love at first sight because a month later they got married and we were like, oh shit, is she pregnant? He's like, no, mom. And I was like, you know what? We didn't care. We
Well, no, I cared.
supported them.
I cared
Well,
at first
fine.
because I was you know how
supported them.
protective I am of him, of them, of all of them. Actually, now even her as much as anybody else.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's now because again now it's what 11, 12 years later or whatever it is. So, yeah. So I mean, at first I was like, "What is going on with this girl? She jumping the gun?"
Yeah, we
But
thought it was gonna be a shotgun wedding, but no, she was not pregnant, y'all. It was just love, and you know what? They proved us wrong,
yes, they did.
and
I'll
they're
be the
still
first one to admit it.
together. They're still in love, and they're just so freaking adorable. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
them
yeah.
so
Okay,
much.
whatever.
But anyway, yeah. So there is such a thing as love at first sight because we have proof with Jeremy and Julie. They got married 30 days later.
Yeah, yeah.
They knew it was meant to be.
Okay. So I want to come up with I want to mention a couple of the things that I think uh, defines love, or not defines, but for me at least, makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like, love is seeing the absolute worst side of you and still loving you the same.
Yes.
I mean, holy crap. You've seen some sides of me that I still can, I'm still amazed, and I think that's one of the reasons why I love you even more that you stuck around. Because you're like, holy crap, what is up with this dude? He's nuts, and he's,
Yeah, but
and so on.
it's comes out. It's just
Oh yeah, trust
I
me.
I go bonkers too. I mean, the crap that you've gone through. Oh, sorry, the crap that you've gone through with my mom. I was like, if he could take her, he could take anything. So, yeah. So it comes and goes. It's
All right.
give and take.
So another one, and this one is another one. It's that actually pertains to both of us. It's someone's holding you and calming you down while you're pouring your eyes out.
When you're crying your eyes out, yeah. Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be love from a partner. It doesn't have to, like I was saying, it doesn't have to be a partner, the love of a partner. It could be a love of a child. It could be a love of a friend.
Sure, sure. I mean, yeah, there's different types of love if that's what you're getting at. I mean,
Because I need a shoulder to cry on, but sometimes I need like my girlfriends to talk to. I'm not saying I don't tell you everything, but
oh,
there's certain.
I thought I was your best friend.
Yes, you are, but
Oh, but
sometimes
shouldn't you
we
tell your
need.
best friend everything? Isn't that what you told me not long ago?
Yes, but sometimes I need the comfort of my girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Comforting your girlfriends. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
whatever.
Like I said, and sometimes some things you can't do them. I feel love for my children. Like when Xavier and Jeremy were little, they used to make me draw me pictures, and I thought that was their love language. They're showing me they love me. Or when we go to the park, they would pick a weed and give me a flower, and it was a dandelion. I would see that as the most beautiful flower in the world. It's a different love, but it's still love.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, but we're still talking about Valentine's Day. Why you keep talking about
No,
kids and
but I'm just
parents?
saying, you keep on talking about sex and love,
I
and
never mentioned sex. I mean, not that I never mentioned sex. I haven't mentioned sex since for a while
I'm
now.
just saying, there's other loves too, you know. And
Uh,
my children were my Valentines when they were little, and you said you were your mother's Valentine. So,
no, the other
and
way
there's
around. The other way
Galentines.
around.
Then there's Galentines, right? Come on, ladies. You remember we used to go clubbing, and
Yeah,
sometimes we were single and sometimes we weren't, but we have our Galentines too. So it's not always just your partner or your husband.
all right.
Valentine's is all.
Another one is it's someone voicing all the good things about you when all you see is the bad.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, because I know, and let's be honest,
Yeah,
I got to do that a lot for you.
yeah. And I
And don't get me
always
wrong, you do it for me too.
yes.
But I
And
do that a lot for you.
but what I was gonna say is like I always tell my husband, I was like, babe, I really, really wish I saw myself through your eyes. Because when he looks at me, and I know it's gonna be all corny, all gushy, but this is how I feel. When you look at me, I feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in the
You are.
world. I love you, babe. And you love me
She's hot
unconditionally.
too. You don't understand the stuff she does. It's
Okay,
crazy.
Kevin.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
So I always say, because I see it in his eyes and I see it through his acts. And I wish I could see myself through his eyes. I would appreciate myself more. I don't know. I don't see what you see, but I appreciate that you do see it in me. And you make me, I don't know, see it in a way. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
Like like you say, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, and I have whatever, you don't look fat in that dress. And then I believe it. I see it. He makes me see me sometimes the way he sees me. Does that make sense?
No. But you know what? I'll take it for
I
what
hope
it's
somebody out there does.
worth. All right. Another one. It's someone that makes you laugh and smile when you're down.
Yeah, we do that for each other.
I think so. I think so. I mean, I try to crack a joke every other second sentence.
Well, I think if you guys remember when we first met, that episode, the way we first met, some people thought that wasn't funny, but I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
When he put that
My
joke on that
doctor,
guy.
my doctor actually said he was a jerk. He shouldn't have done that.
Yes,
he didn't know
was.
who that guy
But
was.
I think that's one of the things I fell in love with you is your sense of humor. But sometimes it's the thing that I want to just wring his freaking neck. So it's a give and take.
Wring my neck.
Yeah, sometimes I love your sense of humor, but sometimes I'm like, you went too far.
How do I go too far?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
We
don't
don't have enough
understand.
time in this episode. Let's reel it back and let's talk about Valentine's. Let's talk about love because we're not even going to go there. That's another episode.
All right. This is one that I really like.
Mm.
Be the love you never received.
Be the love you never received.
I think that applies to me more than you.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I don't.
because you said it yourself. I mean, although you and your mom had rocky relationship growing up, you knew she loved you
Yeah.
in her weird, twisted way. You know what I mean?
And I've been loved by, like, we've both dated. We've had previous relationships, and we have. I'm not saying we didn't love who we were with in the past, and
At least while we
I
were with
did
them.
receive love.
At least while we were with them, sure.
Yeah, and I did receive love, and I'm not saying that you haven't given me. I think you are the one that's given me the most.
Well, I hope so, for crying out
That's
loud.
why I
30 years
stayed
in,
with
man.
you.
What the hell?
I stayed with you for so long.
Jesus Christ. I mean, how much do I need? Do I need to cut a vein? What the heck?
You did.
No, I didn't cut a vein. What the hell's wrong with you?
You
Weirdo.
snip, snip.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot for that
I
one.
got you fixed.
I'm still trying to get my deep voice back from that time. All right. So I wanted to just touch on something again as far as what you don't want in love. Okay? And I found this quote, and it said, "You will always find love draining if you date people you have to raise."
Yes.
I mean, whew, boy,
And a lot
that's
of people.
huge.
Yeah, a lot of
That
people.
is huge.
I think, oh man, a lot of people.
Wow, that is huge.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's
There are so
true.
many relationships that are running through my
Yeah.
head
And-
that
but-
I've
and
had,
let me tell
that I
you-
know you've had, that our friends have had,
And let
that
me tell you,
relatives
when we
have had.
first started dating, that's how I felt.
That's true, because I was quite immature.
He is 5 years younger than me.
Well, not even the age difference. I was very immature.
Yes.
I was. But, you're talking about a guy, real quick, talking about a guy, I was like 23 years old, and I was dating this girl, yes, 5 years older. I don't think the age difference mattered, but her son was 7, and I was already walking into something. Again, that's for another episode, but, I was very immature. I was learning on the fly. You know what I mean?
So I felt like I was not only raising my son, but I felt like I was raising you because financial issues.
Oh, yeah, I remember
The
those
first
days.
time you moved out, you moved in with me.
Yep.
So there was learning curves. Let me tell you guys, it's a miracle we actually stayed together,
Those
because there was
first
a
couple of years
of
were
times.
rough. Those first
Yeah.
couple of years were real rough.
Couple of times I'm like, pack your shit and go back to your mama's.
Yeah, there was a few times, at least in the first few years, and I admit it. I admit it.
Yeah.
But things.
But we worked through it.
you know,
So
you
you
got-
finally grew your ass up.
You had this.
You
on the
put your big
regular,
boy
you know what I'm
pants
saying?
on.
and then I took them off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, stop it.
I took them off, and
I
you were
thought you
like,
said
and you were
love
like,
is not
"Bow,
sex."
wow, wow, and you were like, oh, I want some of that on the regular. I fell in love with
Did you guys
that.
hear me roll my eyes?
But so, there's a question I wanted to pose to you. There's a question I wanted to pose to you. It is, what is the last thing I did to make you feel loved?
I mean, I think every day you do something that either reminds me that I love you or makes me love you even more. The last thing. Oh my God, there's so many things, baby. Do so many things for me, and I love you for it. Let me see. For instance, it could be the little things, ladies or gentlemen. When I'm tired and he knows I'm exhausted, he walks the dog for me. Like today, he did that. I thought I had to walk her, and he just, okay, come on, let's go, Nikita. I'm gonna walk you. That for me is love. It's an act too, an actions. I'm doing the laundry. I come upstairs or I come back out from the room. He's already folded the laundry. I mean, he's not perfect, ladies and gentlemen. He's not. But sometimes he does the right thing, and it reminds me. It's like, my heart goes pitter patter, and I'm like, oh, I love him.
You're
It's
really
a little
ruining my
things.
street cred, right?
Plus, also the big things. Like, I used to see the way you were with Jeremy, and that was a really big thing for me, and you know it. Like the mama bear or the lioness used to come out of me when you used to say the dumbest things, and I'm like, what you mean? And you're like, relax, relax. For instance, when you said that Jeremy was
He was weird.
he was weird.
The kid is weird. Well, at
And
the
I
time
was
he
like,
was a
what do
kid.
you
Now he's
mean
a
he's
grown man,
weird?
but he's at that
And
time
he's
he was
like,
weird.
no, but it's in the good way. And I was like, what? And he meant like to the point that he wasn't like all the other kids. He was sweet, he was caring, he was honest. He was weird for him because he didn't think like all the other kids were like him. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, so that was a compliment. Okay, but he did see the lioness come out when he said that. But yeah, the way he treated he treats my children, it's
Our children.
yes, but I'm saying like the way I see you treat them makes me fall in love with you over and over again. And the grandbabies, they love their grandpa.
Yeah, thanks for that, Julie.
Grandpa, because he's grumpy, get it? But no, they love him and he loves that. It just makes me fall in love with him all over again. And like I said, it's the little things too. He's a good purveyor. Purveyor, is that right?
Provider.
Provider. Yeah, I don't know.
Purveyor.
I'm
That was a
tired, guys.
purveyor.
Provider. He's a good provider.
all right,
Like I
well,
said, he takes my mother's crap. That's a biggie, guys, and you'll know when we get into the nitty gritty with that one. And I don't know, it's a lot of big things and it's a lot of little things that makes me fall in love with you every
Okay.
day.
So it wasn't just the last thing then. You know, you mentioned the boys, you mentioned the grandkids. You know, we're extremely fortunate.
Yes, thank you, God.
I mean, crap, we're extremely fortunate.
We got great family,
And I don't mean
great
that.
friends.
I don't even mean that jokingly. I mean, sincerely, we are
blessed.
extremely fortunate. We got good kids, or at least sort of. They're all right.
They're great kids.
They're all right. We got okay grandkids. I'll say they're better than the kids. They we got amazing friends
Yes.
that we love to death. You know what I
They're
mean?
family.
They're more family than actual family are at times. But you know that can happen with anyone. Don't get me wrong. It's not just us. That's an episode for another time, which will probably be called Family. And maybe we'll have them speak as well. And
Yeah, but we're definitely blessed.
we've got like I mean, crying out loud, I call them brothers and sisters at this point. Of course, I've got brothers as well that I love to death.
Yes, they're best brothers.
And I
in law
got
ever. And my mother-in-law, I'm telling you, I was a
yeah,
great person in my past life
yeah,
because I got a mother-in-law like my mother-in-law.
like I said,
He
to,
must have
like,
been a demon seed in his past
like
life.
I said to her,
getting
in my
mom.
next life, I would love to have your mother-in-law.
But you had her as your mom.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my brother. I was like, if I have another life in another lifetime, I hope I have your mother. Because my mother, to me, unfortunately, she wasn't exactly the most pleasant person to me. But let's leave it at that.
That's not nice.
But it's somewhat true. But yeah, no, we've been fortunate. Hey, I'm fortunate that my mom's still around.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And she's
God bless her.
healthy.
She's gonna be 89 soon. You know what I mean? And some parents, I got aunts that unfortunately didn't make it that far.
Yeah. My
got,
aunt, she's about to be turned 89, and I hope to God she lasts longer.
But yeah, we so the love can go in different directions. Of course, we're talking about Valentine's Day and the love we have for one another and the love we got for our kids and the grandkids and friends and family and I'm okay with certain relatives, not crazy about them. We'll get to that soon enough too. But yeah, so that's the love I want to see. And I mean, hey, so the love you show, I got love for my staff. I told them that the other day. It was the weirdest thing. It was weird for me even to say it out loud, but I was like, man, I actually love you guys. And don't get me wrong, I hate something that I preach as well. I tell them, I don't like don't like calling the people I work with family, or we're like family. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because unfortunately, I'm gonna have to freaking fire you at some point if that's the case, and I'm not firing family. But I could tell you this: you're gonna feel like you are. You're gonna, I say it all the time. I tell them, yo, those are my kids. Those are my kids at work.
Yeah.
Don't talk crap about them.
I
I'll be
feel
the
like I
first one to
know
defend
most
them.
of them because
I mean,
he
hey,
talks
I've been
about
I've
them.
been lucky with this job too. Let's just put it that way
They're
too.
good kids, yeah.
But other than that, not
Don't
to,
call them kids, but they're grown people. But
yeah, but they're younger. They're all younger than me, so but it's all good. It's just a fact of we have a lot of love, and we have a lot of love to give,
yes,
and I feel we have a lot of love that we have received,
yes,
and it breaks my heart when I see people that aren't receiving it, or they don't feel it, or maybe they're not in that position at the time, or whatever it is, or somebody's telling them they can't, or they're not supposed to, or get
the love is love
I was gonna
thing.
curse, but you get where I was going. Get that f out of here with that crap. I certainly don't want to hear it. We're gonna have to fight if I hear that crap.
People, love is love.
And
Look, I tell my kids, as long as you
Don't.
love yourself and you love others, that's all I care
nope,
about.
yeah, my boys, we always told them, as long as you're happy, I could care less who you're dating. I could care less who, what, preferably no animals, but hey, if that's
Hey,
that's
this
what's
is what
floating
I
your boat,
mean. You
go right
too
ahead.
far.
Why? I'm just saying, those people with the donkeys and stuff. I don't want to see
Kevin,
that.
we're talking about Valentine's Day.
Hey, you don't know. They might be having a Valentine's Day with their jackass. But yeah, watch it. But no, again, like we got a lot of love to give. We got a lot of love that we receive. And I really, really hope that that this puts certain things in perspective for people. That maybe you didn't you haven't found it yet, or maybe you are in it and you don't even realize you're in it. Maybe the other person's showing you in different ways that you're not used to, or maybe you're not ready to receive it.
That's what I was thinking.
Because hey, you weren't ready to receive it when I gave it.
No. I was hurt too many times. I
was hurt a few times too. Not as many, but definitely a few.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I had one hell of a callus over my heart, but I wasn't ready. But it took me a while, and I know you were like,
oh man, was I patient? She was patient with me by with my immaturity. Man, was I patient with her with having to deal with peeling all those layers back.
Yeah,
dealing
he was
with all
angry
the past
because
just
my
having
past.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had to go through a lot of layers.
Yeah,
but guys, please remember, you have to be open to receive it. And that doesn't mean they take advantage of you, okay? Because they do say, "Oh, love overcomes all," or whatever. Yeah, this is true. You love the person with their warts and all, but that doesn't mean they can take advantage of you as well. So, just be careful with your heart. And I heard something not so long ago that you need to love the love of your life first in order to love other people, and that's yourself. You are the love of your life. Learn how to love yourself, and then you can love others. You have anything else to say? Love.
Love is a many splendor. No, stop.
Okay, stop.
All right.
We just want to say thank you for bringing us to your lives and listening to us, and thank you for showing us love by commenting, sharing, rating us, follow, all the good lovely things that you guys can do. Also, don't forget to download, guys. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. I forgot to include you. We both appreciate you. And have a happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Bye.
So thank you for listening to Kev
And Lil
Have we met? And here's hoping you have better relationships in your life. Goodbye.
Goodbye.